Amplifying endurance is about expanding your capacity so that your systems, your rhythms, and people can hold more without eroding you. I'm Suzanne Rath, and you're listening to Endures for your daily dose of endurance leadership and life lessons. And today we're on to the 8th of my 9 catalysts in my performance advancement pathway, which is Amplify Endurance. Now, obviously, I speak about endurance leadership. I'm an endurance athlete. Endurance is something that's really, really strong and powerful to me. But it's really important to note that this catalyst is also powered by everything that has come before it. So to have true capacity, we also need to feel aligned with the summit. Our work needs to reflect our mastery. Our rhythms need to support sustainable output, and our resilience and adaptability need to allow us to expand without fracture. So the villain to capacity is load creep. And load creep is when our responsibilities, our requests, our tasks, our cognitive load keeps accumulating just through mindless volume and invisible dependency. And actually, one of my biggest concerns in the age of AI is this. So AI should be increasing our strategic leverage, but in many workplaces, it's actually increasing noise. So there's more and more documents, more summaries, more dashboards, more meetings. And if the team don't know what summit they're climbing, then AI just accelerates the drift. So the research, obviously on attention residue and task switching, shows that every interruption leaves a cognitive tax, and we are less engaged in the next meaningful task. So if we're constantly prompting, if we're constantly using AI to generate more things to process, it can actually worsen burnout. So we really need to be aware of building architectural capacity. And capacity is also about what happens around you. So how well does your team think? How clearly do people decide? How often do they escalate work that should never need you? And the capacity expansion framework, which if you're looking at the video, you will see is basically like steps of a ladder. We do a structural redesign that increases the load that you can hold comfortably. So if we look at the ladder to amplify endurance and therefore build your capacity, there's 4 levels to this. So first off, we have the personal levels. So expanding your cognitive and your energetic bandwidth. Now, some of that we've touched upon in some of the other catalysts. So things like protecting deep work, reducing decision fatigue, using recovery, upgrading your personal systems, and using AI as strategy. But this section is really about going deeper. So thinking about what drains your mental bandwidth. The next rung of the ladder is operational. So what can the business hold? What can other people hold around you without chaos? So do we need scorecards? Do we need SOPs? Do we need more automations? Do we need AI agents? Do we need better role clarity? Are people solving the same problem twice? The third rung of the ladder is strategic. And this is about creating that space for leverage, foresight, and innovation. So this comes into things like quarterly resets, scenario planning, vision refinement, leadership IP development, and creating that thinking space to imagine that next summit. And then, of course, the fourth and the top highest level of the ladder to amplify endurance is leadership. And so the test of amplifying endurance is if the system gets stronger without you constantly being there. So do your teams self-lead? Do people have decision confidence? Do managers hold complexity? Do you have succession pathways? Do you have trust and accountability? And so the question here is, are you still functioning as the default processor for work that others are ready to own? So our final 3 catalysts are really all about starting to create legacy. So taking the things that people have learned and implemented through coaching that's uniquely tailored to them, that's uniquely tailored to their teams, and looking at how we can bring that all together on a much deeper level to create legacy and life that you'd hoped for. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for more from Endures. Bye.